Well, there's no doubt we have a lack of female leaders in this country. In business, a survey of 290 of the top corporations reveals only 33 have women heading up their boards. In politics, Labor has had gender quotas for more than 20 years, but the Liberal Party has rejected calls for gender quotas for their candidates. So are quotas what we need for equality, or should merit prevail? Can you have both? Our next question for the jury is, are gender quotas good for business? Joining us to debate is Liberal Senator Hollie Hughes, who has been central in resisting calls for the LNP to adopt gender quotas, and Michelle May, gender equality advocate and principal of Michelle May Buyers Agents. Great to be with you both. Thank you so much for joining us on the panel. Michelle, we'll start with you because you've come from the Netherlands where gender quotas are actually enforced. What was your experience with that?
Look, it's something that you just grow up with. And so coming to Australia, it was a bit of a culture shock, I'm not going to lie. And I didn't realise how much of a feminist I was until I came here, because it does take you back as a woman. You take a step back from where I thought I was. And equally, look, in Europe, we've had gender quotas for more than 20 years, very successfully. So Norway was one of the first to start it, and it's a part of life there. So it would be great to see the same here.
Yeah. And what about you, Hollie? Because you're a champion for the No campaign.
Look, absolutely. I do not support.
But why not?
Look, there's a multitude of reasons I don't support it. And I guess the first question I would ask is, are we actually talking about two genders? Because in some circles, we're not allowed to acknowledge that it is that binary, that it's male or female. And this is where this debate just goes absolutely wild. But I think there's a lot of... I would be personally horrified and embarrassed to think that I was ever selected for anything because of my gender. Now, I've been around politics and in Parliament, I've been in politics 20-something years. Never once when I have run for anything has been being a woman part of my campaign. But I'm also a mother of sons. I've got a mother of a daughter and a mother of two sons. I worry for my boys. My girl is amazing and she's going to be amazing and she's going to be well supported and well encouraged through whatever she wants to do. I think for today's boys, it is very, very difficult for them because they are seeing women being pushed forward, girls being pushed forward. And if you are a white, heterosexual male in Australia now, it is almost a dirty word. But the thing is as well, I feel that if you do have these gender quotas, there's a stigma attached. So even if you are the best person, even if on merit you are the best person, in the workplace, in the parliament, in the media, were you just put there to make up the numbers? I just think that is horrifically embarrassing.
Oh, well, I'll take that point. So, Michelle, for example, if you are a female, you are subpar, not very good at your job, but suddenly you are a shoo-in to become the board, the chairman of the board, chairwoman of the board. Shouldn't it be based on merit? I mean, what's the argument here?
The argument is that currently it's not done on merit. I mean, it's still very much a boys' club. As long as we've got adult grown men crying on TV because of the horror that their grandson is going to be in a co-ed school, we realise that it's not done on merit and that there are certain advantages to being a male in this society. And it's interesting to see that the point of merit is only brought up now that men are actually going to have to compete in a level playing field. It is a known fact that women have more higher levels of education than men. And it is a fact that women's CVs do not get looked at the same way that men's do. So if men are worried about merit, then really they should do better. You know, it is great to have everybody looked at in an equal measure. If your CV turns out to be the best one, it is great for business. You know, the OMFIF has stated that at its current progress, it's going to take 140 years in order to reach any kind of parity whatsoever. That is way too long, way too long.
We've already got over 50% women in the Australian Senate. So
sure.
In the Australian Senate, there are over 50% women. There have been huge advances already. My mother was a flight attendant who had to quit when she got married.
Yeah.
one generation, her daughter is in federal parliament. We have had huge advances already, and we just need to make sure the pendulum doesn't swing too far.
I want to see how the jury is feeling about quotas. Hannah, as a woman yourself, do you think we need gender quotas?
Absolutely not.
Why?
Because what we need to really strive for is to achieve the best person for the job. So it doesn't matter whether they wear skirt or trousers. What matters is what is in their head and what is in their attitude towards the job that they supposedly taking.
Yeah. What about you, Michael? Have you ever felt impacted at all by gender quotas?
Oh, absolutely. Now that I'm considered a dinosaur in financial services, so I was a business development manager for the superannuation industry, and I have a friend who was in a senior position, female, at an industry fund, and she said, we have a DEI manager who has told me I need to hire more women. Now, I applied for over 200 jobs last year, barely got a call back, and I know it's because I'm a dinosaur in the eyes of the superannuation industry that I can't even get a look in because I don't fit what they're looking for and what they want anymore.
That's really interesting. Michelle, do you think that gender quotas hurt men? That's a fair point.
Look, it is going to be a case of whoever is best for the job. Currently, women simply do not get seen. And if you are talking about age, women of your age also get overlooked, you know, even to a higher degree. So I think that it's important to be more inclusive and look for the best person for the job. I agree. It doesn't matter that you should wear a skirt or pants, but unfortunately it does.
All right. Well, look, you've both had your say. It is now time to call on the jury. You have 10 seconds to deliberate. Are gender quotas good for business? Time is up. What is the jury's verdict? Oh, 12 no's. 12 no's. A gender quota is good for business. The answer is no from everybody. Roger, why?
I'm a white heterosexual male. I've been a director of Deutsche Bank and the Sydney Futures Exchange.
Yes.
I gave up looking for a job 25 years ago. They don't want me.
Because you're male?
And I'm white.
Yeah.
That's it.
OK. And what about you, Kelly? You voted no as well. Why?
I've had to work in the chefing industry my whole life, and you either perform or you don't, and it's really not about your gender.
Yeah. And I think that goes back to your point, Hollie. Do we risk a sort of female victimhood? Is that part of this narrative?
I think it does absolutely continue that we can't get there unless we are somehow given a boost up. Now, I think that's demeaning because I can tell you I've beaten plenty of men through my career because I know I'm good at my job. And I never got there because I'm a woman, and I don't ever want to get there because I'm a woman.